Welcome back, everyone, to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast. We are excited to have friend of the show, Philip Granger, return for another interview to catch us up on what he's been working on and how life has been. Philip, how are you doing today, sir?
Well, I can't complain. Things are good, and
Good.
I appreciate seeing you guys again. So it's nice. I noticed we're all wearing baseball caps.
Yep.
What's I was like, wait, did we plan this? Wait a minute.
Nico's the only one that didn't get the memo with the glasses. You and I have our
Oh
glasses on.
yeah,
So.
where's your glasses, man? I can take mine off. There we go.
Oh, there
I
we go.
got you. I
There
got
we
you. I
go.
put my blue light
There
lenses
we
on.
go. There we go. Nice.
But we'll go ahead and get started. Philip, I'm really excited to hear this answer. I saw Backrooms on May 28th. I didn't know much about this movie really, but I really enjoyed it. It was awesome seeing you on the big screen as the meter man again. Before we ask anything else about the movie, can you just tell us how you got that role?
Well, everything's on self-tape now. So, you get an audition, your agent calls you, they go, hey, you've got an audition for this show. And then you put it on tape. And I like to, when I do my tapes, I kind of like to full Monty it. So I've got a little studio set up in my garage. And, I had a prop of a flashlight that I thought would be interesting. Did that through the lens. And then you send it in. And then it goes through a bunch of people. They look at it and then they call a bunch of people back. This was the first time I had an in-person callback. So probably in 5 years since the pandemic. I don't know how long ago that was, but normally now we rarely even get callbacks. Like occasionally it'll be a Zoom callback, but I normally don't have to do that. But this one it was in person, so I got a call back. So I went to the studio where they were doing it, and it was chock full of people, So, oh my God, there's a lot of people here. And so I went in and did the audition. I met Kane, really nice guy. And, I didn't know who he was. Like, I just knew the director was Kane Parsons, but other than that, I didn't really know anything about him. My sons all did. They all freaked out. But they didn't really tell me till afterwards how big it was. But so I went in, I met Kane, and then so we did the auditions, and then he's like, "Could you do those? Could you do the second scene again? This time be a little pissed off." So I was like, "Yeah, sounds good." So I did it, and then I kind of forgot about it. And like 2 weeks later, they called and said I had the gig, which was pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
That's a long-winded story, but that's kind of how they all work. So
Yeah. No, that's
sometimes you
great.
get offered. The one at Harmonia I got offered, I didn't have to poodle dance for that one, but you know, most of them you do, no matter what, right? So,
Yeah.
did you
So
see
you.
this movie? Did you see that one?
What is that?
That's The Order with Jude Law.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I have not seen it yet, sir,
That
but
is
it
a
looks good.
smoking.
I got it on my
Let me
list to
tell you,
watch.
buddy, that's a smoking great movie. You both would enjoy it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna ask you about it. Don't you worry.
All right.
So in Backrooms, you were primarily on screen with the incredible, and I always butcher his name, Chiwetel Ejiofor. I
Who's
should
that
really.
you for?
That's it. Should really
Yeah.
commit that. I butcher it every time, and I've said his name
Oh,
for
it's all
years,
right.
but
I did too. I was terrified to see his name for the first. You know what I
and,
mean?
and he's so wonderful. Like he seems like a great guy in interviews. He's a fantastic actor, but
Yeah.
so I got to ask, how was he to work with?
He's a he's just like you'd imagine. He took, he it was really interesting because it was his first day. When we worked together. So on the first day, you're kind of establishing the character a little bit. You're still finding your sea legs. So so the scene before we did the scene first in his office, and then we did the second scene where we go downstairs and the box is all screwed up, and um, he was like wasn't quite there, there because you sort of establishing what you're doing. So we went off and rehearsed the hell out of those scenes, at the beginning. And it was very cool to watch him work because in the beginning he was like he was he was kind of reaching for it a little bit, you know. And then as we continued to rehearse, I saw him distill the acting to nothing, to just perfectly behaving, you know.
Yeah.
And that was awesome because we all do that. Doesn't matter what ring you're on. Basically, that's kind of the job. And and then he's very gracious, very personable. Um, he takes the work really seriously, but not himself so seriously. And we talked about he recently he was married and had a couple kids and just a lovely person. Yeah, it was really you know when you're working with people at that level, it's a whole lot of easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's very little ego happening or any kind of weird shit. You know, it's the middle ground you get into where it's like, oh God, what are they gonna do next? You know, like, but when you're acting with people like Chiwetel, um, it's like just I guess just an easy experience. And the interesting thing was when you carry that much weight as someone who's won the Laurence Olivier Award for theater and then has been nominated for an Oscar, you
Mhm.
know, everyone's expectation of you is so high. And it's a real balancing act to do. So he was a gentleman and very present. I guess you could say that. And fumbling for it too, you know, like which is all actors have that, you know, where you've got to find it, especially on that first date. But boy, did he kill it!
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Yeah.
Like
You
that scene is
felt
I
it.
kind of like it in here. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God, you know. And
So
he's
unnerving.
fighting with his wife and like, you know, like it's incredible. This is a snack. You know what's really great? You can eat them.
You can eat them. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so funny, like, and then like as I the first time I went to the movie, I went to a premiere, and then so when you're at a premiere, you barely see your own toes. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's such a kind of a great and weird thing at the same time. But the second time I went to watch it was with just a general audience. You know, it was really cool to see how it was packed and
Hmm.
I bought the one seat in the middle for some reason, the only one left, the little in the middle. So I got to watch it surrounded by people enjoying this film for the first time,
Yeah.
and it was really great because the scares, some people got scared, other people got really inquisitive, you know,
Yeah.
and then there were people looking for like the Easter eggs, you know, through it, and like, why is that, you know, this, and so that was really cool, and I'm just talking. Sorry, this is talk show, isn't it? But
Yeah. You know, you're good.
all right.
I my theater was packed when I went to see it as well, and it was really cool to see. You know, there was people in the audience in Knoxville, Tennessee, dressed in the hazmat suits. Like they were dressed up for it. People were really into it the whole time. It was just an awesome experience. Yeah.
You know, Kane Parsons, you know, like left no stone unturned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny because we got to talk a fair amount, and then later on we talked again, and then I saw him on that was it Jimmy Kimmel or someone, and I go, God, he not only is he really smart, but he's super funny,
Yeah.
right? Like he's super bright, he's super funny. Like they go, what would you bring to what would you bring to survive the Backrooms? I think he said a nuclear bomb or something, you know, like a nuclear bomb, something like he listed three things. What would you bring? You know, a stapler, nuclear bomb. You know,
Yeah.
freaking guy's really funny.
So another uh, well-respected and loved actor that's in the movie, Mark Duplass, he was very vocal on social media defending Kane Parsons, who, like we said, you know, everyone knows he's only 20 years old after directing this movie. Can you tell us how Kane was as a director leading this film, which ended up being A24's highest-grossing film ever, which is incredible because they've got some great movies in the catalog.
So true, they do. Um, Pete Parsons is an old soul in a lot of ways. You know what he does. he doesn't really do social media or anything. He's just like he's very art is very important to him. You know, making art, making something, creating something. So he was doing that. He was that's what he was doing. He's like inventing the whole world that we're inhabiting, and he had such a specific vision for it. And what I love about I love that he was so humble. You know,
Yeah.
he's a humble person, but he knew exactly what he wanted. So on the first day there, I saw Osgood Perkins because Osgood was also part of his production team, and he's a
Hmm.
great director himself.
Yeah.
And I said,
Hmm.
"How's Kane doing?" And he goes, "The kid's got it. He doesn't need us at all. The kid has got it." And so, what I saw was a very thoughtful, creative person who had the confidence to like go for it. So later on, this is cool. So later on the screen, we're talking, and I was like, "Hey, Kane, I didn't ask you, but did you ever get nervous when you're making a movie?" He goes, "No, I didn't." I was like, "What? You didn't get nervous? How's that?" He goes, "Well, I just been thinking about this thing for so long since he was a teen. Still young,
Yeah.
but I like to call him emerging. Actually, he's an emerging film festival filmmaker. He might
Yeah.
be 20, but you know, like I said this before. You never asked the Beatles when they were making their music. You guys are only 20. What are you doing? How
Yeah.
are you making this music? Christ, you're only 20. Like,
Yeah.
give me a break.
It's a good point.
So I'm a really big fan of of younger people in art. You guys have the curiosity and the energy and the imagination and all that if you just let yourself go. So that's what he did, and so I quite I love that kid. No, I love that young man. I love him. He's a gem, like
Yeah.
a good person, and I've been at this a long time, so I've seen everything on the map. You know, so it's great to see someone that's secure enough in themselves to um, like have a clear vision of what they try to do and trust in that. And I
Yeah.
recommend that to anybody. So that was my experience with him. And yeah, I think like everyone, I think when anyone's successful, people always want to down them. They're gonna get the daggers out, and that's unfortunate. It's usually because people are jealous or they think they know better. But I would say, hey, walk a mile. You know, walk a mile in his shoes and tell me that again, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
he's a great guy. Like, and you know
Yeah.
what? He's gonna do amazing things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no doubt. The movie was cool, huh?
Yeah. I
It
really
was.
liked it, and to do
People have
that,
seen that freaking movie like 14 times.
yeah,
Yeah,
and to do that in your debut is just the sky's the limit for him.
I
We
think.
say that about a lot of people, but for him, it's evident. It's true.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's been a good breakout this year.
Yeah.
It's nice. People are going to movies again.
Oh yeah. I love it.
Isn't that nice? I think it's so important as social event seeing a film together and God,
Yeah.
it's just great, huh? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Dustin and I both go a lot.
Backrooms kind of kick-started that, and then the Odyssey, and like
Yeah.
people
Michael.
are
Michael
going
got a lot
nuts.
of people seated.
What's that?
Michael, the Michael Jackson biopic, that had a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
that
people
one.
too.
Yeah, that one too.
Spider Man's got a lot of people seated.
Yeah. I've
Spider
seen
Man.
I've seen
Come on,
76 I've seen 76 movies in a theater this year, and
man.
yeah.
Favorite?
Uh man, what did I just say my favorite was? I'll tell you.
That's
Give me just a second. It is The Odyssey.
the Odyssey.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
but I really like Project Hail Mary too. If we're talking not
Watching Hail Mary.
yeah.
Yeah, that was cool too, huh?
Yeah.
So you like that type, those epic journeys?
Yeah. But I like all kinds of movies. I mean, obviously I love horror. I'm doing this show. This movie, Backrooms, Obsession. There's been some really good horror
Yeah.
movies in 2026.
Well,
We
76
both like the
movies
invite.
in a year. You better be working hard.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Philip, in 2024, you got to portray a sheriff again. You were
That's
Sheriff
right.
Laughlin in The Order. How did you get that role?
Well, I auditioned for. God, I get a lot of parts by proxy, man. I'm kind of like that guy over there, you know. Like my work is usually really. I'm known for the work I do, so what happens is they have an actor, right, and they're going to do the part, and then something happens, and then they go, "Oh my God, we got to get somebody," and uh, and so that's what happened again. So I auditioned for three roles in that movie. So I read for the Reverend, which, God, he was great, right? And then I read for, I can't remember what one other role in it. I can't. I might have read for the DJ, possibly, and then I read for the sheriff, you know, and then I guess they had somebody, and then he lost him, and the director had remembered me, Justin Kurzweil. He goes, "What about that guy?" So, but they did say, "What about that guy?" But I had to put myself on tape again, so they called on Friday. They said, "What about that guy? Can he put himself on tape again?" I did it that night right away. Send it in Saturday, and then by Monday I was on a plane going to Alberta to go do the part. Yeah,
Nice.
it was great. Wasn't that a great day? Holy crap!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and then I arrived, and then you're going to ask me about that, and I'll tell you about that. I know you got that question lined up, so I'm not going to jump ahead on you.
Well, I'll just go ahead and ask it then. You worked alongside two juggernaut actors, Jude Law and Nicholas Holt. I've gotten to meet Nicholas Holt at a convention. He was super nice. How were they to work with?
Well, just exactly the same. You get with great grace. It's a whole lot of easy, you know. Like so, the first day when I arrived, Jude Law was also a producer, so he knew I was coming in. I go into the makeup trailer, um, to like, have him look at my hair and like that. Jude's in there, and he comes up and goes, "Hey, man, thank you for being part of the movie. It's great to have you." And then he said, "Justin likes to play a lot." And I go, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Well, he likes to play around." I go, "Well, what does that play around? What does it mean?" The other goes, "No, keep it loose." I'm like, "Okay, so improvise?" He goes, "Yeah, improvise." I was like, "Oh my God." Zach Balin wrote the script. He's just nominated for an Oscar, and he's going to be there. And I was like, thank God Jude Law told me that, because I would have glitched, like improvise this. I'd be looking over there. Is he going to be all right with this? Right? And Zach was also a producer, so so that was great. And then we had the best time, as you can see the chemistry in the scenes that we did together. We had the best time, and I was kind of his stick and his rudder, And so playing a sheriff, small town sheriff, he was reviewed as a guy that was hapless, which I'm real happy about. Because, it would have been real easy to play him like I'm a dick. But
Yeah.
I just was trying to protect my town. And the FBI came into my town. Yes, we do have those guys up on the hill, but I like them there. I don't want them down here fucking with my town, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of how I played it, instead of like, God damn it, So uh, we had the greatest time, and we had great dialogue. Of course, like Zach Balin writing the script, we had great dialogue. And then also, there's a scene where Jude loses it on me because I picked up a piece of evidence a year ago. I cataloged it. It's really important to everything that's happening. Not really doing there's nothing to get from this. He'll tell you about what happens. But he loses his shit on the sheriff, basically. And so when he's getting ready to do that scene, I hear this guy in the other room just throwing shit around, things being crashing, and I was like, whoa, fuck, And he comes out and he's like, "God damn it, you son of a bitch," and, I was like, "God damn!" And then afterwards, he goes, "How did you like that?" I go, "Well, went to 11, Spinal Tap," and he laughed his butt off because he was fantastic. Oh my God, another beautiful actor.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it's nice to know artists that they just want to tell a story well, get it right. And we all have to live in our stuff, our day
Yeah.
to day. So it's nice to when everyone realizes that we're just all in the same pond trying to swim to the beach,
Yeah.
together. And so it was great. I didn't really have that much to do with Nicholas, more with Ty Sheridan.
Another
And then,
another good actor. I like
yeah,
Ty.
he's great. And Journey Smollett. You know
Yeah.
Journey?
Yeah, she's lovely.
Fantastic. Great, 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 great actor. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to watch that one, Philip. But I'm
Oh
really
yeah.
excited to hear your answer
You,
about this one.
sorry?
I'm sorry. No, I'm definitely excited to see that movie. It sounds really good. But I'm really excited to hear your answer for this question because I'm a true crime fan. In 2025, you were in 4 episodes of Happy Face, the series about real life serial killer Keith Hunter Jesperson, aka the Happy Face Killer. Can you just really quick tell us how you got that role? And then I want to ask a follow up to that.
Well, this is going to bore the shit out of you. Because guess what? It's exactly like the other two. I get called in. And then they got somebody. And then they lose that somebody. And then they go, get this fucking guy again. And the next thing you know, I show up. And I get to do it. So it's
You're Mr.
I love it.
Reliable.
I hate to tell you, I'd love to tell you, like I was in a, oh, this would be good. I was in a coffee shop, and I was sitting there having a milk soda, and I was like, they came over like, hey, you'd be great. You ever thought about acting, kid? But no, that's not how it happened. I had to do the poodle dance again. So, but what a great role! Oh my god, did you see the show?
My mom watched it. She said she really spoke about how creepy Dennis Quaid was as the killer.
Oh, Dennis was good. The whole level, the whole awesome creepy. Well, you know what? I play pretty creepy in this too. I play a prison guard who's like he's got nefarious dealings going on, and
Okay.
there's a real twist in the show that if I tell you, then you won't be surprised. But it's a real surprise, and
Don't tell me because I do want to watch it.
it's a it's crazy. Like there's a scene where I'm like making a little side deal outside the bar, and if you see that scene, you're like, God damn. The
Okay.
smoke went up my nostrils at the right time on that one. It just happened. It's like, oh shit, it's going up my nostrils. It's good.
Yeah, I want to ask you a follow up to the Happy Face. This was based off of a real killer. Did you have any different emotions while creating the show? While yes, it is a show, it's still based off of a real killer who killed real people. Did that make acting in this a little different for you? Because it's not like Tucker and Dale where it's fake or nothing. This is, based off something that really happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a responsibility to the material and to the story. Um, and really, the story is the story of the daughter. So the daughter discovered, as a young girl, the cops came to their home and picked up their dad, who was the perfect dad. He's out trucking around killing people. And then he'd come home with like new swing set or new bicycle or like the perfect dad. And then one day the police show up and they take him. And then he's this serial killer that she's discovered. So then she had to live with the weight of that. And then through the trying to heal herself, she started doing some investigating herself. And she discovered that some people that are in prison were in prison for crimes that he committed, killings that he had done.
Wow.
So her thing was to try to get him to confess to some of these crimes, to clear the names of the innocent, and that's really the story. And then the dad, has such a the hold on her, and the family, even from inside the prison, he's got these tentacles that go out into their lives. So that's the story. And then Dennis Quaid is like, you know, he's real good at that, and he's a nice actor too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's Dennis Quaid. He's just had such a lengthy and impressive career. So that's
Yeah, it's. I talked to him about Breaker Morant, which was a film he did many years ago. So I did a play with Dennis Christopher in L.A. And I remember that was Dennis Christopher's breakout role, and they were all these kids got to make this kind of cool movie, and they all from that all had these great careers, you know. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about, but I thought I'd bring it up.
Well, on Instagram, you commented on director Eli Craig's 15-year anniversary post about my favorite film in your filmography. No disrespect to any of the others, but Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I love that movie. It's so much fun. And you commented saying that's still your favorite role of them all. Thank you. Why is it still your favorite role?
Well, look what I get to do. I mean, it's so freaking good right from the get go.
It
Pulling him
is.
over, it looks like he's giving him a blowjob or something, you know? And like just the, you know, you got nothing but trouble up in those hills. Now, you got a broken tail light. It's just so straight. And so the secret is, I played that role like I was Tyler Levine's illegitimate father, right? I don't. I
Yeah.
think I mentioned this, but I made that choice that he's my kid and he doesn't know it. So
Yeah.
every time I'm chewing him up, I told you not to come up here, but you just didn't listen. You know, it's kind of personal. So it was
Yeah.
so fun to do that. And then it was like a beautiful script, great young actors. Eli was great, and then I was real proud of myself because the scenes where I went into the cabin and looking at the eyeballs and like, well, I told you not to come up here. I got to do that all like in one take, you know, like they were out of time. So all that stuff in the cabin was like blazing fast. He wanted to add one to later on. Eli told me he wanted to add one shot, which would have been the board coming, bam, you know, the camera coming right to the face and like, oh shit, you know.
Yeah.
He had to cut that, and you know that's the only thing he got to cut. So we had to shoot that whole thing where I get the thing to the face and the inside, and he told you not to come in here. Oh, I don't know all that. Like it's one take for most of it, going out the door and come popping up. Like I made the choice that when I popped up, that a nail had just hit a nerve, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, it just got a nerve in my face, right? Which
Yeah.
was really good, you know. And then I said to Eli, you know, I said, don't let the board in the head kill me. Let me hit my head on the top of the car when I get the radio. Drive the board and bang up. Fuck, you know, like that's what killed me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, God, they gotta make a redo of that movie. And I thought a really good one would be Tucker and Dale go to jail, and I'm the warden. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
Yeah.
like the fucking Twitch. Tucker
Yeah.
and Dale go to jail, like all those old Abbott and Costello movies, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Or the
Just
Ernest movies.
right.
Just they could do everything.
You know, you know, well, you can look for no. So that's why it was so fun, and I honestly, you know, sometimes some days you feel like you're cooking with grease, and that was one of those days, and I had a lot of. I'm real proud of that because it turned out really well, and so I get. You know, it's rare you can watch a movie that you're in, like you don't pick it apart, you know, a little bit. That one, I'm like, God, you know, I nailed every bit from the broken tail light to the girl jumping out in front of the car. You know, I even
Yeah.
played that scene like she's freaking out, but I'm freaking out. So I'm like, stay calm, you know. But he's just losing it inside himself, right? Like, just stay calm, right? But he's freaking out. So each beat of that was, to me, like kind of assembled perfectly,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I mean that. How could you not be? How not, could that not be a favorite? You know, like,
Yeah.
and then I know that it brings a lot of people joy, and
Oh yeah.
that all these years later, people still watch that movie. They get
Mhm.
dressed up as Tucker and Dale at Halloween. You know,
Mhm.
I had a dog named after my character, a Chihuahua. You know, so like, yeah, it was yeah, it was a great one. There's
Yeah.
another one I like almost as much. It's called The Barber with Malcolm McDowell. And I play a hillbilly guy who thinks he's like the mayor of the town, you know. So everything he does is like, right? But he's just a freaking hillbilly, you know. Like
Yeah.
he's just like he's got no like he's like half a fry. He's a few fries short of a Happy Meal,
Yeah. C. Ernst Hart's in that as well, right?
What?
C. Ernst Harth, he's in that one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had him on the show a while back. He's a super nice guy as
Oh,
well.
he was my Buffalo. He's my
Yeah,
Levi Gansby.
yeah.
Did you see that movie?
Uh, I've I didn't watch all of it. I'll be honest.
Okay.
I started it and then I
You're
left
like,
and then
no, I'm out.
it's still in the continue watching in Amazon or a
Oh
Prime.
yeah,
I think's where it was. And
yeah.
I forgot to refinish it, but I will finish it because
Okay, great.
yeah, it was.
Well, there's some bell ringer scenes in that you'll like. I think so.
I'm
But
actually
yeah,
glad
C.
you brought
Ernst.
it up because like I said, I forgot. So I
Oh,
apologize.
that's cool. He's a great guy. Yeah, I love him.
Yeah,
We call
yeah.
him Buffalo.
He had stories for days too. But so you also commented on our promo post for the Terminator. You said that you had helped James Cameron with the final shot of the Terminator. James is one of the greatest of all time as far as directing goes. How was it being on set with him and also your best friend Bill Paxton?
Well, I worked at Roger Corman's New World Pictures for like 4 years when I lived in LA, and James Cameron was there, James Horner was there, Bob and Denny Skotek were there, Aaron Lipstadt, Gail Ann Hurd. We were all young filmmakers. Just like I worked in the art department mostly, and did stunts and did some acting. You got to do everything. And Jim was working in the model department. He was making these little spaceships, and I walked in there. I was like, "What is that?" And he goes, "It's Bill." It's like this figure of a woman that's a spaceship. I go, "That's really cool." And Bill and Paxton and I met doing a movie called Reckless, and we were just a couple of upstarts, and so we became really good friends. He had made this film called Fish Heads that was premiering on SNL. So I said, well, his little film's called Fish Heads. So I went down to Santa Monica Pier. I asked all the fishermen if I could buy their fish heads. So they cut the heads off all their fishes. And I made an hors d'oeuvre plate with fish heads stuck toothpicks in it,
Toothpicks. Yeah.
you know. And I brought it over to the party. And he's like, okay, you're all right. You're okay. So we ended up by chance living like 3 blocks away from each other.
Oh.
So we became really, really good friends, Billy and I. And so I was working at New World Pictures. I was also doing theater at the Will Garris Theatrical Botanicum and staying as busy as I could. And then Jim was uh, Jim was making models and doing that. And then very shortly after, he became the art director of Battle Beyond the Stars. Shortly after that, he was second unit director, and then shortly after that, he went to go do Piranha 2, which I helped him cast. I read with the actors for that for him, and then but Bill needed a job, so I was like, "Come on down with me, buddy." There's this guy named Jim. He's fucking awesome. Sorry for swearing.
No,
And
you're fine.
he's awesome, and I think you guys will get along, and they did. So we hung out quite a bit. And at that time, Jim Cameron drove a 19 something white Pinto, Ford Pinto, which he would drift with us in the car. I was like, I'm in the back seat, Bill's in the front. And I'm like, slow down, slow down. Just drifting a Pinto. That's some talent. Anyway, so we all became really good friends. We made a music video together called Martini Ranch with Bill, and then Jim and Bill got to go to do Aliens. I unfortunately had not enough credits. Jim told me later. He said I tried to bring you over. The reason I could bring Bill over is because he just did Weird Science. And
Oh
British
yeah.
Equity was pretty intense about who he could bring over, and I was on the bottom of the rung then. So, but yeah, both amazing people.
Yeah.
Jim was a bit crazy in his youth, like literally, he would blow shit up. He would literally blow stuff up. In the, in the Battle Beyond the Stars, there's these spaceships, right? And so
Mhm.
they had to go. It blew boom in the night in the movie, right? So we put this spaceship on a clothesline in the middle of the parking lot. Mitchell 35 underneath high speed. put it underneath the camera. Jim would load it up with dynamite, and then they, we don't let go. Go boom! The thing blew up. And you hear the camera. The best, right?
Yeah.
That stage. James Horner was up in the woodshed, above the woodshed, composing music for the movie.
Oh, that's incredible.
Oscar-winning James Horner. I
Yeah.
go, James, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just working on a little. Headphones on, downstairs. Side and right. Editing was happening over there. James Horner's over there. Jim Cameron was building models. Gail Ann Hurd was like production manager or whatever she was doing, and we were just like in film school basically, being paid for. Roger go, okay, here's some footage. Okay, here's a little script. Don't go make a movie. Don't go over the budget. Do not spend extra. So
Yeah.
it was amazing. You would have
That's
loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill's come up a lot on our show recently. We've kind of discussed how I think we've covered more movies that he's been in than any other singular actor. It's incredible how many movies he's been on that we've reviewed. It came up when we recently reviewed Club Dread. Such a fun role for him to be in. So, but before we get you out of here, I want to talk about, you had a film acting conservatory called, is it NIC in Vancouver? So it teaches practical makeup effects for film, which we love practical effects. Can you tell us a little about that?
Well, we're a conservatory school, so we teach film acting as well. But we have a practical effects makeup department where we have a lab, and they do sculpting, and they make creatures, and they bake all the parts, and then put them together, and they go out for films, and they make hands and teeth and all these incredible things. So it's like I said, it's all practical, and so it's kind of a dying and beautiful art form. So a lot of the artists that graduate from our program go off and work on great films, and I think people are getting more and more interested in making things happen in real time in front of you.
Yeah.
And aren't you interested in that?
Yeah.
Right?
There's no substitute for the real thing.
Yeah, I think we're kind of done with, the fake blowing up. Like, to say, when we're Roger Cormans, we actually blew shit up.
Yeah.
We had this guy named Roger George. He was like this munitions expert, and he did created Fuller's Dirt and all that. Like he had a massive career. But Roger George, had fingers missing, patches of, white patch here from stuff blowing up. And one time we had to blow a car up, that was going to flip. And he flipped it, and flipped so high, and it came down right next to the camera. They're like, oh, might not want to do that one. I put a little too much in that one. A little too much under that one there. That was good days, man.
We're definitely at a kind of a weird crossroads where we have this resurgence of practical effects, which we love, and then we also have the decline of CG mixed with the increase of generative AI, which we do not like. So we're definitely rooting for Team Practical all the way.
I think your generation, the younger generation, are longing for things that are analog,
Yeah.
and rightly so. You want to believe what you're seeing, It's more interesting if someone had to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
And I saw this thing with, it was Roman Polanski in Chinatown, where he had to cut Jack Nicholson's nose, and they made the end of the knife go into his nose, and then they made it so it had a hitch on it, So
Yeah.
he had it in his thing, then he'd flip it, and there was a little hitch on it, and then he had this blood in his hand to go all over his face. That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And it looks real.
And it looked great.
It looks like it actually happened. So I think the inquisitiveness, that how to figure things out. I don't think people really want to be spoon-fed everything.
Yeah.
We want to be critical thinkers,
Yep.
It's much more interesting. It's just better for your life. So that's one
Couldn't
thing
agree
I
more.
like. Obsession that being the low budget movie, and then Backrooms. Having everything built. I'll send you
Hmm.
a picture of me on the set, like
Yeah.
as it's being built. It's pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
did you get lost on set? I heard some people got lost in the back rooms.
You certainly could. You certainly could. I mean, they were big. Of course, I didn't get lost, but I guess if
Yeah.
you were, you could. Like, if you like, I'm like, there's north and there's south and there's west, and you're okay, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, it was cool because it's all forced perspective, and that part's really cool too. The science of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Philip, we really appreciate your time again, man. Thank you for being so supportive of our podcast. Is there anything you'd like to promote you're working on, or just shout out your social media for the fans to follow you on your journey?
Well, I do have like four films coming out this year. So if anybody's interested in what I'm doing, if they check out my IMD, my movie internet database, my internet
IMDb.
movie database, it actually helps me because believe it or not, when they're looking at you, they like look that up and they're like, "Oh, how's he doing in the popular charts?" So if
Yeah.
people check it out, then it looks like, oh, more people are checking me out, and then when they check me out, they're like, "Oh, that's cool. He's all right." So yeah, if they want to check that, be great. I did a really fantastic movie with James Franco and the new girl from Carrie, Summer Howe. It's called
Okay.
Runaway with the director James Clayton. Paula Patton also is in that
Yeah.
movie, and Josh Duhamel. And
Oh.
Oh, nice.
I get to work with these filmmakers a lot. I did one called Get Fast last year, and this is their next one, and it's a fantastic film. So I hope you like it.
Sure we will. And
I
I do
hope you
want
like it.
I
It's
want
a
to
good
mention
fun
too.
time. And this is the company that made it, Peacemaker.
Nice.
Oh,
Peacemaker.
nice.
Peacemaker and Play by Play. They're my friends. Play by
Nice.
Play Studios. So that's a great movie coming out next year.
Well, I
And
want to
I'm
Sweet.
mention
excited about
you
Carrie, obviously. What's that?
you mentioned Harmonia a couple times, and you said the name change. I looked that up on IMDb, and it looks like The Liberation
That's
is
right.
what that one's called, and it's
Yeah.
expected January 8th of next year. So I will definitely be seated for that one. It's got Lily James in it, and I adore her. So
Look
I
at
was
that
I was
cast.
sold on that. That's a great cast.
What do you see that? Look at that cast, man.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I play another sheriff.
I
I
love
don't
it.
know why. I don't know why they haven't played sheriff.
You are the sheriff, sir.
You and Bobby Cannavale need to be partners in a cop movie because you two
That'd
love
be,
playing
Yeah.
cops.
that'd be great, boys. Well, yeah, and also I'll send you a link to. I think I sent you a link to the school. If anyone's interested, our program is really great because it's a practical program where everything's hands on, and a lot of people learn that way. So the acting are project based. We make films, we do theater with them, and it's all one brick on top of the other. And then same with the makeup effects. They build creatures and hands and teeth and do wigs and everything. And then what's great is our graduates go out and work. So last year, our one of our makeup graduates won an Emmy for the Shogun. Did the
Oh,
makeup for Shogun, and
awesome.
so people go off and they. What's nice is they get to do what they love. So we teach it that way. Uh oh, my
Yeah.
battery's getting low. God damn it! What is this? Is this a hint? Might be.
Well, we're almost done anyway, so it's fine. Hey, Philip, we really appreciate your time again. I was super excited to hear about Backrooms just because it was such an interesting movie. But thank you for your time again, and we'll make sure we shout out anything you're in going forward, sir.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Over and
Have a good one.
out. Thank you again. Have a great.